We've got 22,000 people at the moment here, and we're obviously with this great weather we're having, and obviously the sun's shining down on us. I think we're going to be, full to the capacity we've sent the arena out for. So there should be 25,000 people here. The majority of them will be behind this man. He's in his hometown. Josh has trained, as I know, like a demon for this. He's full of confidence. He's jumping out of his skin. I've never seen him look so fit and well. His dad's done a great job with him. And I think, as I say, we're going to be in for a special contest, a special night. You've got Lee Selby coming into Josh's backyard. That tells you all about him. But, this is going to be, I think, a real hostile environment for him. I know you're all behind Josh. We're all looking to see him come through this, as I am. I'm in Josh's corner. And I think we're going to make a little bit of history. And hopefully this is going to be one of many fights that we're going to be doing here in Leeds and at this soccer stadium over the next few years.
It is going to be a tremendous night's entertainment. Kaiser Chiefs are going to be playing here on Saturday night as well, and I'm happy to be able to report that the weather forecast, long-range weather forecast for Saturday, is very good indeed. They're talking about it being north side of 20 degrees, and it's going to be open, doors open, I think I'm right in saying, at 2 o'clock. Big screens are going to be showing the FA Cup final, and there's going to be boxing from 4 a.m, Frank, yeah?
Yep, so we've got a great card, a great undercard, some great fights on there, and as I say, it's going to be good value for money.
Well, let me introduce the people who are here. First of all, to my right is Chris Sanagar, who's promoter and manager of Lee Selby. Tony Borg, who trains the champion, the IBF champion. On my left is Sean O'Hagan, who trains Josh Warrington. And the two fighters, of course, Josh challenging for the IBF title and looking sharp as ever. And Lee, who is an outstanding champion. I think everybody knows that about boxing. He might be facing a hostile atmosphere, but I think every boxing fan realises what a very good fighter he is and what a big task it is for Josh to come out as the winner. Well, let's hear from, I think, probably the trainers and managers first of all. Let's hear from Chris. Tell us a bit about Lee and what you are expecting come Saturday night.
Yeah, we're expecting a tough fight. Lee Selby is in great shape. He's been away sparring in Los Angeles. We've sparring with former world champions, top prospects. He's had the greatest preparation that he can. So there'll be no excuses if anything does go wrong on Saturday night. He's in great shape, and we've prepared for a very tough fight.
Preparations, Tony, you've obviously been at the centre of that, and you talk about the people he's been in with and where he's been working. Which gym have you been using, first of all? In Los Angeles, where have you been?
In Los Angeles, we were using the Maywood boxing gym. That's a Mexican gym where 90% just talk Mexican, Spanish, rather. Then we go to the wild card, really there for just publicity more than anything else. But all the hard work was done at the Maywood boxing gym.
Sean, you were saying before we came up onto the stage that, I know trainers always say we've had the best ever camp, but you were saying to me, believe it, it really is.
Absolutely. Every trainer, as you say, they'll tell you that they've had the best camp ever. What I'll say is that you prepare for the fighter in front of you. So they've been looking at us fighting like Sir Dennis Seelan and previous fights we've had before. We prepare for them, specifically, as we prepared for Lee specifically. And this camp has been so relaxed. It's just flawed, absolutely flawed. There's been no flaws, there's been no niggles. Everything's gone so smooth, very, very relaxed.
How much sparring have you done in the run-up to this? What sort of preparation?
We've done a little bit extra, to be honest with you, because Lee's got a style that requires that, Let's not forget, he's a very, very good fighter. I'm not going to sit here and try and build a fight. Fight's already built. He's a good fighter, and I've always said that. So we've done a little bit more for this one. Probably a region of about 150 rounds, 160.
What makes you confident? What do you see that makes you convinced that your man's going to take this title?
Well, just really just saying what repeating what I've said really. I mean, just our preparation. We've had some really, really good sparring. We've covered every aspect of training. We've done more this time. We've thought about it more. We've gone deeper into things. And it seems so sorted us, we've had nothing whatsoever. We've not had any kind of flaws in training. I could count on one hand in all those rounds that we've sparred. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times he's been it clean. And that's not me just saying that for everybody here to make a fight. That's genuine.
Tony, you've been looking after this fella. How's his preparations been going?
First class. It's always first class. He always puts everything into his training sessions. He doesn't mess around outside of the gym. His life is all boxing. Preparation's gone perfectly as it always does. I think a lot's been put on. Everyone's going on about how he's going to feel with this hostile crowd. He's going to thrive on it, believe me.
What makes you so confident of that? Because there's a few people here today who'll be part of that hostile crowd. What makes you so confident?
I'm not confident. I'm 101% certain Lee Selby will go out there and thrive on the hostilities.
What about Josh as a fighter?
Yeah, he's a good fighter, very good fighter all round. But he's an elite fighter. He's a level above, I believe.
So what's going to be the key in the styles between the two, in your opinion?
I'm not going to tell you. You'll find out Saturday.
Okay, let's hear from the two guys who were feisty in the pre-fight interviews, and I'm sure it's going to be more of the same today. Josh, let's start with you. How are you feeling?
I'm relaxed. Yeah, we had a bit of fun at the last press conference, didn't we? And interviews and everything else what went about. But for me, I feel like I don't really need to say no more. The last few months I've really put my body through well. Give it absolutely everything. Every time I've gone into the gym, I give 100%. Just worked hard, constantly thinking about this is what it's all been leading up to. After all them years, after all the talk of me and Lee potentially fighting, it come down to this camp, and like I say, every session I've gone in, I'll absolutely give it everything. So the fans have turned out in the numbers. Can't thank them enough. They've supported me on this journey, and it's been a hell of a journey, and it's for them as well as me. And now I just want to get in the ring and do the business. Saturday is going to be a magnificent event. It's going to be a hell of a day. We're going to be blessed with nice weather. We've got the Chief returning home, and the Kaiser Chiefs playing us out just to add to that little bit more special atmosphere. And yeah, I'm ready to lift that world title above my head.
For the odd Leeds United fan who or non-Leeds United fan who's watching this live maybe on the net or wherever, the Chief being Lucas Radaby.
Yeah, the Chief being Lucas Radaby, and like I say, I feel like this is meant to be. I talk a lot about destiny. Many years ago, well, a few years ago, we had a chance for fighting for a world title, and it didn't come off, and I was never meant to get me an opportunity again. But certainly how things have gone, anything could have happened in them couple of years. Lee could have moved up weight, he could have been beat. Things could have happened to me, but it's come round, and it's just come around how I'd always dreamed about it. I've always planned it. I've always said that I'd like to fight for world title at Ellen Road. It's here. It could have happened. It could have been in the arena, but it's here, Ellen Road. I've always said that if I had a ring walk, because I always have a former Leeds player down there, whether it Rhinos or United, I'd have the Chief. He's turned up. The Kaiser Chiefs have agreed to play us out. It's all falling into place. All I've got to do now is get in the ring and do the business on Saturday, and Leeds will have its first world champion.
Can you put into words just how much it would mean as a Leeds boy, as a Leeds United fan, to have that IBF Champions belt around your waist when the fight's finished on Saturday night? Can you imagine that?
I've dreamt it many times, like I say, so I'm just ready to go now. I don't feel like there's no need for anybody talking. On Saturday, I get to punch him in the face then, so it's there's no more need for the spouting. And yeah, mate, beyond dreams, especially because I've been written off like more or less since winning the British title. No one had expected me to win a European and then go on. And every fight from there, it's like, Warrington's going to get found out here, but I've just carried on going, and the fans have stuck behind me. And, you know, one thing I can say, I'm very proud of that. You know, they're very, very loyal. And like I say, we do this together. It was just great to be, you know, history for the city. And no matter what happens after Saturday night, you know, I'll always be there in history books as Leeds' first world champion. So something to be very, very proud of.
Lee, coming here as the world champion, and I think by any recognition, you know, it's kind of walking into the lion's den, isn't it?
Well, you could say that, but, you know, the title of world champion, I should be willing and ready to defend my title anywhere in the world. You know, it's only 4 hours up the road, 5 hours up the road from where I live, so it's not so much of a lion's den to me.
And how are you feeling? What are your thoughts about stepping into that arena when, I mean, you will have your supporters, but I think it's fair to say there'll be more for Josh?
I think the support's irrelevant. It's just another defence to me. It's just another fight.
And are you going into it with the mindset, as Tony said, that he's a good fighter, but not an elite fighter?
To be honest, I treat every opponent the same. I prepare myself. I don't like train for a certain style or certain opponent. I train to get myself right. And whatever happens on the night, I know I've done the best I can to make sure I'm ready. And whatever happens on the night happens on the night.
How's your weight? Because you're a big lad for the featherweight limit. Are you going to be there and okay at the weigh-in?
Of course. I've been making the 9 stone limit since maybe 2008. I've done it every time. I've never come in on the weight. I'm always underweight. I think I was £2 light on the last weight, so the weight's irrelevant.
Forget me. Tell Josh what you think's going to happen on Saturday night.
Just like the previous defences, and another win for Lee Selby.
Josh?
Language.
Huh? What you say? Don't be silly.
Go on, Josh. What do you reckon? Anything you'd like to say to him?
Not really, like I say, you know, I'm glad that he's prepared the way he has done. Because, like I say, you know, he's knocked me many times over the years, and on Saturday night I've got my chance to show him, to prove to him, and well, it's not proving to him. It's all about that. It's about the world title, and it's about, you know, doing it for the city and everything else. But yeah, exactly. And it's just a little bit nicer than him. And obviously, you know, it's him. I'll get to punch him in the face after discrediting the fans and everything else over the years, and you know, discrediting me. So listen, you know, carry on with your pictures this week, Lee, with that belt and everything else, because it's staying here, pal. Once it comes here, that world title's staying here.
Don't be silly. I'm not going to instigate an argument like he's been doing. It's not what you're looking for. No chance. I'm a humble guy. You know, you seen in the first press conference, he was running his mouth. Like the guys in Leeds want you to win, but the whole country are backing me and hoping I win.
Yeah, no. Listen.
Like, I'm sure, like, you see it every time, like Box Nation or
Frank
Warren tweets or do something on Instagram. You get an alert on your phone. You see all the abuse you get. How people dislike you.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the better fighters to come out of Leeds. You know, he was a great fighter.
Listen, you cannot keep all fans in country, you know, from wherever, from top Scotland to bottom London. I'd rather have all these behind me any day. More than anywhere. The best fans in the country, they've always supported me, and they always turn out the numbers. So listen, there'll be 20,000 there, and I'm proud to have the numbers behind me. 25. You know, 25, whatever. And you know, it's funny, all them boys who don't want me to win outside Leeds. Listen, no one likes Leeds.
It's the whole country.
We love it. That's why we love it, don't we? We all love Leeds. But
a couple more, 100. A few more, 100. Huh? What was that in English? Huh?
We don't need any of them. This is boxing, not football. There's 2 men in the ring.
Lee, does the crowd and the hostile atmosphere which you are going to get, does that worry you at all?
What him bumping his gums hostile?
Hostile.
Don't be stupid.
Is this hostile? This is hostile.
You asked it. In fact, that's
This
why
is
you're
a joke.
banking.
Yeah, telling me it's
What's this
calm.
can?
It's telling me it's calm. Ta-da.
Well, that's it. Well, that's it Saturday. Well, that's it. Hostile. Don't be silly. I'm a different breed. And you'll find out.
Let's get some proper questions from the floor, from the press and people who've come here today. Anything for the guys who are up here? Nick?
They can't put together a proper question.
No, it's not, is it?
That'll make a
Go
change.
work for John.
We had a dream, and we're about to bring this dream to
You've
realise.
still got a dream.
Listen, we respect you 100%. Tony, I banged a few of your fighters already.
Everybody's seen what Kawasaki did to you.
I'll tell you, it's Kawasaki, one of the greatest fighters to come out of the world.
I know.
I can't take that away.
Leave it, Nick.
But listen,
Bow gracefully.
when the stars align, Lee, you've been a fantastic champion, mate. No, I'll give you full credit for that. You're a very talented fighter.
Thanks.
So, no, that is
Yeah, no, I'm saying thank you. That's genuine too.
but from our point of view, their point of view, quite a few other people's point of view, it's coming so closely.
Yeah? We'll see.
Yeah, but he's got Denzel behind him, don't forget.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you?
Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion.
No.
But you know what it is? And what we should say as well is, Tony, congratulations.
Thank you.
He's done a good job with him. Fantastic job. Has he? Oh, congratulations, Tony. Sorry about that, pal, yeah.
Come on, let's get
Still respectful, we're still going to bang. I'll say no more.
Any more, guys?
Go on.
Any more? Come on. They're here, ready to answer questions. Shout them up.
What was that in English? What did you say?
Stand up then. It ain't.
Next.
That's one shame.
Any more? Yeah, go on, Dev.
Let's have some questions from the press, please.
Dev?
I don't even know if he knows himself, to be honest with you. You know, he takes an humble approach. You know, credits me as a fighter, and then he goes to another interview and discredits me. I don't know what his thoughts are. He'll know after Saturday night, because he'll be, you know, over the years saying I won't get to his level and I'm just an average fighter and blah 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 and all that stuff. But it'll be embarrassing for him to be losing his title to just an average fighter, won't it? So you know, I don't care, to be honest with you, if he respects me or not. In the day, it's about that belt and winning that belt for what's there and for myself and you know, it's just a nice added incentive that, like I say, I get to punch him in the face.
Yes.
Compared to your previous 4 challengers, where does Josh compare with them? If you were to do a list of 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, if I was given a list of the names of the fighters, you'd probably have to. Well, you wouldn't pick one at the top. The last guy you'd pick as like the easiest defence, and then you'd have to pick Josh just to the other guys' resumes. But on the night, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not the same backing of the fans, but you know they're all professional fighters challenging for a world title. They all got the hunger and the desire. Otherwise, they shouldn't be there. You know.
Do you not think in your mind for 1 minute that the desire of this kid and the 25,000 league it's just going to destroy him?
What? Destroy me? No chance. I'll never get overwhelmed. It's a fight. I'd expect nothing less than people like. But if we was going to have a fight outside, I'd expect like a crowd to be around me shouting and screaming. That's what a fight is. No?
Lee, there's a bit of a feeling within the sport, I think, and among the supposed experts, that this guy's style is probably not what you would choose, because he's going to be in your face and he's going to fight 3 minutes of every round, and there's going to be no chance to switch off and take a little walk and buy a few seconds, because he's going to be on you.
So, some experts say that, but other experts say his style is tailor-made for me. You know, keep coming pressure, me boxing on the back foot, picking him off as he comes in. But that's the great thing about boxing. It's opinionated. It's an opinionated sport.
Do you think your style's right to give him a nightmare night?
All I'll say, John, is I'm able to adapt. When I've had the styles of like where people come forward to me, or because I'm known as a go-forward pressure fighter, I've always been able to adapt and do what I need to do to win. And I think that's what will separate this fight, is how bad I'm willing to go and how far I'm willing to go. And like I say, Lee will want to keep hold of his belt, but I just want this so bad. I want this so bad, and for the years and going through, you know, all the hard graft training sessions and the fights previous and the pressure of having the fights beforehand, it's just to this moment, and I'm just ready for this weekend, you know, and I'll just give absolutely everything, every ounce of energy in my body to win that world title.
How do you think it's going to end, Lee? Do you think you'll stop him? Do you think it's going to go the distance? What do you predict?
Just Lee Selby winning. You know, I'm no Muhammad Ali. I can't predict a round or anything like that. But I just see myself win. And if I didn't, I shouldn't be here.
And you can match that determination, can you? Having been, you know, you're the champion and you're trying to get up to that level again.
If you're a professional boxer and you haven't got that desire, that determination to become a world champion, you shouldn't be in the game.
Any more from the floor? Any questions for any of the guys? Dev?
Yeah, so Carl Franklin's going to be ringside. Is that going to be a distraction? Have you got one eye on him for after this fight? Question for both of you.
For me, take every fight as it comes. Obviously, it's nice to have an idea of where you want to go in your career. Potentially down the road, yeah, a big fight with Carl. I only seen him last week, and I said the same thing to him. I said, when I get through this one on Saturday, you know, I'd like to potentially get a fight with you in the future. But I mean, all my focus and attention is on Saturday. You know, don't matter who would be there. If you could have all the world champions there, what distracts me is my mind's on Lee Selby and Lee Selby only.
Having Carl Frampton there won't be a distraction at all. But if I come through Saturday night, okay, that'd be the fight I'd want to go straight into next. You know, he got a date in August, I think. I'd like to go straight into that.
You'd be happy going to Belfast?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I boxed there before, and it was a great experience. Packed out arena again, and I relish the opportunity.
And if you won, would you be happy to go to Belfast?
When I win, yeah, I'd like to take the boys and the girls on a little away day. We had a good time when we went to Berlin a few years ago, and I think 10,000 odd Leeds fans in Belfast would be a good day out.
What's the score with that one, Frank?
Well, it's there to be made, you know, for the winner to get that fight. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. It'll be a unification fight. Where it takes place, we don't know yet. But let's get this one out of the way first of all. You know, there's a great series of fights to be made. You don't know how this fight's going to be. This may be a very close fight. It may be a return. It may be a trilogy. Who knows how it's going to be? It's just all you know. It's got fight written all over it. You're going to see something special on the night.
Yeah, I mean, you've commentated, rather promoted a lot of big fights. I mean, how highly do you rate this one compared with some of the great fights you've been involved in the past?
It's up there with all of them. I mean, you know, first of all, a fight is what it's all about, and we've got a great fight. The second thing is the atmosphere. Well, look at these guys. This is the press conference. Imagine what it's going to be like on the night. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. It's going to be lively. We're going to have some good fights on the undercard. It's just going to be a fantastic event, and the cherry on the cake is hopefully, and I'm very confident that Josh can bring home the prize to Leeds.
Josh, final message to this guy.
Final message, I'll finish on saying it's interesting to say that you listen to your prediction, Lee. Obviously, you're just going for a win, but since you're in it to say that you're not going to bang me out and this and that, and I won't, say the final bell. You obviously you'll be confident going into the ring, but there's no way that you can or would be able to prepare for what you're going to expect on Saturday night with myself and the crowd. They always get said about the crowd are not in there with me, but I certainly feed off that energy. And walking into a crowd like this, it's a little bit different. We just do things different than Leeds. And I'll finish on saying to the fans, in your numbers, thank you for over the years. So helping me get to where we are. Couldn't do it without you, and I've fed off your energy over the years. If you've been to one fight, if you've been to all of them, which many have since the small hall shows in the leisure centres when I was last on to these big events now. Ellen Road, thank you very much, and make the noise in the stands, and I'll deliver everything else in the ring, and let's get that fucking world title. Come on.
And Lee, final message as the champion, message to Josh.
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm looking forward to making a successful 5th defence, moving on to the next one.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed. If you've got anything else to say, now's the time to say it.
Can I just say one thing?
Yep, you can.
What I would like to point out is that press conference, sorry, not press conference, public workouts come tomorrow, the Wayne. For all we do appreciate your support, what we don't want, we want you to show Lee a little bit of respect. He's a world champion, he's coming here, he's given us opportunity. Let's bear that in mind. So, a bit of banter's okay, odd comment here and there. Let's not get too silly, yeah? If you can just put that message out to everybody, let's keep it right, show him a little bit of respect. Yeah?
Save it for night.
Okay.
Save it for night, boys.
Right, we're going to be doing some photographs for the press photographers first of all here, and then broadcast media, broadcast television will be doing interviews out on the pitch or in the stand, and then sit-down interviews and one-on-ones with the internet guys and the newspaper journalists who are here following that. So photographs first of all, and thank you very much everybody for your views. It's going to be a special night, and Frank would want me to amplify that tickets are still available for the night. We want to see Ellen